So I was driving to church this morning, minding my own business, when all of a sudden I got a notification on my phone. Open it up, only to find out Bo Pelini has been fired as head coach from the University of Nebraska. Finally! I'm Nathan and this is my take, and I've been off the Bo bandwagon since that horrendous loss to Wisconsin. I've been saying I was on board with Pelini all the way up until then. Give him more time, I said. He's done all right, I said. 9 wins a season is good enough, I said. But it's not. It's not good enough. And I love this thought that I heard while listening to talk radio on the way back home. 9 wins a season isn't a standard. It's a statistic. 9 wins isn't a standard. See, it was never about the number of wins. If 9 wins automatically is enough, then Pelini would be head coach in Nebraska right now. But it's not about 9 wins being enough. It's not about that. It's about having a standard of consistent excellence. It's about beating the teams you're supposed to beat and being competitive against the teams that you're not. It's about winning championships. That's what it's ultimately about. Look, the standards of Nebraska has always been this. Win conference titles. You don't need to win it every year. See, I think that's what a lot of believers don't understand about those of us who've been proponents of getting rid of Bo this whole time. We don't expect the 90s era Nebraska to come back. We don't expect national titles every other year. We don't expect to be in the national title every other year. We don't expect conference titles every other year either. But we expect to be competitive in our conference. We expect to be competitive against teams that are better than us. We expect to win the conference once every, let's say, 3 to 4 years. Is that an unrealistic expectation for Husker fans? Is that an unrealistic expectation considering how much money is poured into this program? Considering how large the fan base is, considering how passionate the fans are, and considering how much support the coaching staff of this football program gets from the university, is that standard so high that it cannot possibly be reached? No, it's not. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. An 8-win season with the conference title is a successful year. A 10-win season without one is not. And that's the standard. See, you can beat up on the bottom feeders of your conference. You can beat up on the bottom feeders of the nation all you want. And that's what Pelini has been doing for the last 7 years. Beating up on teams in a lesser division in whatever conference he happens to be in. The Big 12 North was always the lesser division in the Big 12. Now we're in the Big 10 West, and he comes in 3rd in the division, 5th in the conference. Is that acceptable? I say no. And to Bo leavers who are upset about this decision, what is your standard? What is your standard for success in Nebraska, and how long does Pelini have to reach that standard? My standard is consistent excellence on the field. My standard is not being embarrassed, ever, like we did 3 weeks ago. My standard is to go to Indianapolis and actually play, actually be competitive. My standard is for Nebraska to win conference titles, and Bo Pelini has had 7 years to do that and has failed. Look, I do not hate Bo Pelini. I like Bo Pelini. I do. I like him. He's a hardworking guy. He's loyal, to a fault maybe, but he's an incredibly loyal guy. He's incredibly hardworking. I like him. He's passionate. He's fired up all the time. I'm a fiery guy. He's a fiery guy. He's great, but he's not a good enough coach to coach at this university. I'm sorry, he's just not. The University of Nebraska isn't Iowa. It isn't Minnesota. All right? Our standards are higher than schools like that, and they should be. They should be. Our standards should be to win conference titles. It shouldn't be to get to a bowl game. It shouldn't be to beat Iowa at the end of the season. It shouldn't be to reach a plateau of 9 wins. 9 wins should be the bare minimum. 8 wins, 9 wins. That's the minimum. That's the lowest you should ever go at Nebraska. Good job on Pelini to always reach that bare minimum. But at the end of the day, and he would be the first one to tell you this, 9 wins is not where we want to be. Bo Pelini was the first, always the first to tell you this. 9 wins looks nice, but 9 wins doesn't give you a trophy. 9 wins is not what you play for. You play for championships. Did Bo Pelini do enough to convince us that he was capable of getting us there? What improvement has he made over the last few years in the Big Ten to show Nebraska, to show the fans, to show the university that he is capable of winning a conference title? None. It is a very telling thing when his best game came in a loss back in 2009 to Texas. That was probably his best game. Think about that for a minute. What signature victory has Pelini had in the last 7 years? He has not had a single one. Not a single signature victory. Yes, he's beat up on teams that have finished below 500. Good job. Yes, he is beaten up on teams finishing in the bottom half of the conference. Good job. Yes, he has manhandled lesser opponents all for the last 7 years. Good job. But that's what you're supposed to do. No one is congratulating you for beating up on these piss-poor teams. And ultimately, that is why Bo Pelini lost his job. Because if you only look at the win-loss column, you would say Bo Pelini did a fantastic job at Nebraska. And he did a good job. He did a good job. If he was Iowa's head coach, he would have a statue built for him outside the stadium. But he's not Iowa's head coach. He's Nebraska's head coach. We have different standards here. And this isn't anything against Bo Pelini. I do not dislike the guy. As I said before, I do not hate him. I wish him well. I wish this could have worked out. I really do. I wished Bo Pelini was the guy to take us back to the top of the college football world. I really did. I hoped, I prayed, I wanted it to happen. But at the end of the day, he just was not good enough. Not good enough to meet the standards of this university. Not good enough to meet the standards of this fan base. Alright? He just wasn't. So what can you do? I support the decision. I wish Bo luck. I hope he gets a job very soon somewhere else. It just wasn't meant to be. I'm Nathan, and this has been my take.